Good morning, everyone. It is Friday once again. Friday just always seems like Friday. Puts a good smile on your face. Lets you know you're getting ready for the weekend. You just can't wait till it gets over with. Friday is definitely has some emotion attached to it. More so than a Tuesday or a Thursday. Good morning, Mr. Michael. Good morning, Mr. Pete. Hope you gentlemen are doing well. So, let's get into it. Start talking knives. What are you gentlemen carrying this morning? I myself did something. Whoops. Got something up there. Let's see. In God we trust. It's on our money. But do we really? As a nation? Kind of weird that it's still on our money, but society is the way it is. But I was trying to get I was getting my microscope set up to where it was the same way that it's not backwards and upside down now. So now I can move stuff around and not get all discombobulated. 2006 Liberty D. Anyway, sorry, I had that. I was messing with it before the broadcast started. So I had this in my front pocket last night, which is kind of crazy. This is a back pocket knife. What's it doing in the front pocket? Well, I kind of woke up late, and I knew I had a bunch of knives in the mailbox. So as I left, I just put this in my front pocket because I knew I'd have something else to carry during the night after I got to the mailbox. Good morning, Shay. Good morning, mister. So yeah, this actually was a main knife last night. And the ones I had in the mailbox were, of course, the Proteans. This is the one out of the ones I got that had the best, or the action most like what I prefer. And I've got a better opinion after going through the night with it than I initially had. My initial opinion was that it felt kind of cheap. But then I realized that I was just mistaking small for cheap. So it's a lot smaller. It's not a lot smaller than I expected. But I guess I didn't really know what to expect as far as the overall feel of it. But as I've used it throughout the night and opened it 100 times throughout the night, it's turned into a better knife than I thought it was initially. I will say, let's see. Anyway, let me go through and show which ones I got. I want to actually maybe try to do a blade swap, see if that works. But last night I went through. I wanted to show y'all. All right, Shay. Come back if you can. So yeah, each one of them is tuned a little differently. These two are the closest. the detent on them is great, but what I learned is that detent is very dependent on lock bar pressure, and if you remove just a little bit, it just goes right to the detent. Some knives, the ball will seat in the hole with light pressure just as good as it will with a little harder pressure. This is not the case with these. If you remove lock bar pressure, you're going to remove detent. Morning, Tommy. Morning, John. So there's the two Warncliffe ones I got. I'm actually going to be selling this one. I've already got a couple of people that want to buy a couple of them. This is one of my keepers, of course, because it is the plain Jane version with the drop point. So that is one of, with some oil on it too. This is the one I actually took apart and tried to lighten the pressure on the lock bar, and it really affected the detent. So this one doesn't have nearly as good of action as I would prefer. Hopefully it breaks in. This one has better action out of the box, but that's not my blade shape. So that is one of the ones I'm going to be keeping. Along with probably this one. And then this is the other drop point that I got with the radial pattern with the drop point. This one has really good detent and has a, they all make a little bit different noise too. This one sounds really snappy. They're not going to be drop shut though, because of that detent. So that's something I wanted to talk about, Pete, because they did something with this knife that I've not seen before. This one was one I added on at the end. I got the one with the hole in the blade, the Skelly version, with the drop point. And this one is missing a screw in the body right there. So it came missing a screw. I will show you what, but this one has brutal detent. This one has the strongest detent, and it's almost drop shut. Or it's got just as good an action, but this detent on this one is so brutal that I cannot front flip it. I can front flip all the other ones just fine, but the detent will not just fine, but I can do it. I can front flip that one. I can front flip that one. I can front flip that one. And I can front flip that one. But this one, I cannot get it out of that detent. I don't know. It's got very brutal detent, but I like it. It's very snappy. And this one's about tuned perfectly. One little shake and it drops. It's got a nice little click. But something they did with these back spacers, I think it's shadow more than anything. They might favor one side or the other. But what they did, instead of using washers as the spacers, they made the little standoffs have the washer built in. It's really weird. This one has brutal detent. This one doesn't have as much detent as, let's see. This one is lighter. This one is about the same as this one. All three of these are pretty close, these middle ones. And then this one is brutal and that one's a little lighter. Yeah, so what it is, they do look a little off center. I mean, I'm trying to get it lined up where you see what I see, but the gap on this left side looks bigger than the right side. So I want to show you all those pieces I'm talking about. So normally the way they get this spacer part is they put a standoff and they put washers on either side of it to even up. But these, they milled that into the standoff. So I'm not sure how that affects it. I don't know. But and I want to check out a blade swap too. So let's take one apart. I've already taken this one apart, so might as well do it again. I did try to get some oil on it, and I evidently got some more. All right, so they do have a T10 for the pivot, and the body screws are T8s. But let me show you what I'm talking about here. They do have the good fully caged bearings, like most everything is coming with now. At least most of these nicer clones. They do have very nicely milled pivot screws. As you can see there, got a nice little pattern on it. Good morning, Grateful. So they do have really nice little milled pivots. And they have, so they do have the little fully, they got the fully caged bearings. All right, so then they have little washers on each side, and they have the lock bar inserts. Can be tricky to get out, but the screw is on the outside, and they go to the outside, but they have that little locating pin that is in there pretty tight. So when you go to try to get it out, you got to push it that way. Mine just fell out eventually as I was tapping it. And then the clip is attached by those two screws. Does have some nice milling. I got oil everywhere. I used a spray knife oil that's cheaper and it's thinner, and it's all I had with me at work. But yeah, so the side I want to show you, well, let me show you. So right there, you can see there's a depth to that pocket, and that depth is what keeps the space correct between the scales. So this little thing, the little pin that goes between, has the washer part built in. Let me see if I can show you. There you go. So you can see right here by the edge. Let me just put the magnifying glass on it. Heck, might as well. I got it out here. All right, so right there, you can see that they built the washers in to those little pieces. Let me get it focused. So that is not a separate washer, I don't think. Now it could be. I could be totally wrong about this, but it didn't fall off. And it looked like this part was milled into the backspacer. Looks like that is part of the backspacer, but it might be a washer, but it doesn't look like it didn't come off, which I was surprised of. Neither did that one. And I do believe it is part of the backspacer. So that's what I meant to say. It's part of the backspacer, not of the standoff. So they're both built into the backspacer. So I think the milling on those is not correct on both sides. And you cannot pull the backspacer off, which is weird. You have to take out the other body screw. Let me go back to the overhead camera. You can't pull this off for some reason. And it floats. I don't know if you noticed, but right here is the last pin. And so it is floating this whole entire length. So I wish they would have done it like the other ones have been handled, and that is with washers. Even though it would have been harder to assemble, I would have rather them done that, because that's why I took it apart from the side that I did, because I could stack everything and put it right back together with 2 screws. But they built it into the backspacer. The backspacer won't come out unless you take both screws out. And the pin moves and will come out pretty easily. And it looks like that screw was not centered right. Okay, now that'll move. So that'll come out too now. But the washers are built in. They're not washers. What I'm trying to say. They are. So if I take that out, it's when I take that pin out, that's milled into the backspacer. So I'm not sure. They look the same there. So the width of them, where are we at? The milling looks pretty even from that view. I'm wondering if it's how. I'm not sure what will cause that. Those look pretty close to even as well. You know, the floating middle part can be moved. I can just take it out too. There we go. So now you can see that they look like they're the same width. So I'm wondering what's going on with when you assemble it. I could take my calipers and try to get a measurement of that, but looking at it, they look pretty close. So I'm wondering if it's an optical illusion. I don't know what's going on with it. Are these D-shaped at all? Nope, they're round. Can't get it focused on that, but I got it focused on this. So that's the first time I've seen them build it into the backspacer like that, which is kind of weird. Kind of cool. It is what it is. But it should keep it perfectly centered, which doesn't seem to be the case. Which is kind of, I don't know. Let's see what happens. See what happens when I put it back together here. What did I just do with that screw that I just took out? That's always fun. Did I lose it? Did I not put it where I should have? Oh my goodness. Why did I do that again on stream? If I'm not on stream, I take very good care of putting stuff where it belongs. Aha! It's still stuck to the screwdriver I took it out with. That's what I thought. I was just grabbing the wrong screwdriver there. Alright. That one is not super tight. Make sure everything is seated correctly. Alright. That looks good now. This goes in. Bearing. Blade. See, that's why I took it apart with these two screws, because in theory you can just stack all this stuff. If those were, I'm gonna cut myself. If those were washers, like on most of them, then you could just build it up. You could put the screws through here, build it up, and then put this on. But they are not, and it goes right together very nicely. So it could just be an optical illusion. I don't know, but it did look like it. You're right. I'm not trying to argue that fact. Yeah, everything is pushed together good. It looks pretty good and even now, actually. It actually looks better now. I don't know if maybe I didn't have this this barrel, this standoff barrel, like seated properly in the other side or something. I don't know. Let's look at some more of them. See if they all look. It does look better now for some reason, though. Oh yeah, when I tighten it up, it pulls it in to this side. Watch. I bet we can see it on camera. As I loosen that screw a little bit, the gaps look even. And then as I screw it in and tighten it fully, it still looks close. I don't know. But that is something different that I haven't seen on a knife before. Centering looks great. You always can't get centering to look right on the camera unless you get right below the lens. And it might be actually favoring this side, which if I tighten it up, should pull it. I don't know, it looks pretty good. Now why is that detent feel away? This one has super light detent now. Did I lose the detent ball? Oh my goodness. I just said that jokingly. Oh, no, I didn't. I was like, did I really lose the detent ball? I don't know why the detent felt different, but it feels okay, but not as good as the other ones. And this is one of the ones I wanted to keep, so I hate that it has a lot worse action and feel than this one does. And once again, the Skelly probably has the best. The Skelly missing a screw probably has the best action out of all of them. That makes me mad too. It's got the best detent by far. The back spacer on it kind of looks like it favors same side. Looks like the gap is smaller over here, but very close. It is what it is. Morning, Tegan. And anybody else that popped in while I was talking and disassembling knives. They are sending me some extra screws. D10 is terrible on that one now, so I'm going to have to add more pressure to the lock bar. In fact, I really can't go any longer without fixing it. Luckily, it doesn't take much to add pressure. Just takes a second to add some detent pressure and lock bar pressure. You don't have to take off the insert. All you gotta do is take this side off. Look at where it's sitting now, which is pretty much even with the edge of the scale there. And just give it a couple of firm bends. Moved a little bit. Now we got more pressure. Now we can reassemble. And since I really didn't take back spacer out, it should be the same as it was. Come on, pivot, be nice to me. It's because of all that lock bar pressure. All right, that looks pretty good, but I got to finish tightening this up. All right, that's good and tight. That's good and tight. Centering looks good. Oh, yeah, D10 is way better. Very snappy. So hopefully that'll wear in the track, detent ball track, and it'll drop better. But yeah, the detent is stiff and it clicks in now. And you can still shake it closed. It just takes a heck of a shake. All right, enough of these. They're cool and all. I'm probably going to keep this one and maybe one of these two. I mean, and one of these two for sure. I just don't know. I might keep the radial one. I don't know. Don't get sick, mister. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Titanium Justin. John, these screws are different than any other knife I've got. The heads on them are bigger and they're T8s. Yes, I've got one with the right threads, but they won't look like this. These are all custom. They got bigger outside diameter than a lot of screws, and they're T8s. The ones I have with the heads that size will probably be T6s, most of them. And then I've got some that'll be the right threads. I didn't see your question about that. Don't get sick, mister. All right, so I did get the fixed blade all cleaned up. It is good and clean and ready to go back together along the spine. Still got to do a little sanding, but once I get it back to all fully assembled, I'll have to do some finish sanding. So yeah, I think I might bead blast the scales at a later point. Might cover up the blade here and bead blast all the rest of it and let it have that texture, since I like bead blast texture on metal. And see how that looks, but we will assemble that in a little while after we go over some new knives. If y'all hadn't hit that like button yet, I would have totally appreciated it if you would. So let's see what we got here. Where's Firefox? There's Firefox. So, guess we will start with the fixed blades this week, because I think last week we did the folding. So it looks like live as of yesterday, Bonds Creek Knives. Is that the American? Yeah, American Classic Badger. We got 2.5 inch blade, 6 1/4 inches overall. Black satin powder coat finish. Huh. Like a little nice little working knife. All right, Morin Made Knives, large outdoor knife, 210. That is a large outdoor knife. Morning, Mitchell. Yep, that one's kind of plain. That is just a large outdoor knife. I like Morin Made blades. From what I've seen with them so far. I think that's pretty much the kind of sheath that I want to make for mine. That's what I'm going to be going for next week when we start making the sheath, because I think it'd be the easiest kind to make as my first. I do need to get some rivets or buttons or whatever. Yeah, rivet. I might try to make it where I could snap it together. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, let's go to the next one. Outdoor EDC. It is also 210. I kind of like it a little better, even though it's smaller. Nitro V. Don't have any kind of specs on it at all, but there it is. Tactile Osprey. All right. Looks like they have the black micarta, blue micarta, natural micarta left. Leather. What is Bolteron? What is Bolteron? I have never heard of that. Bolteron sheath? Bolteron thermoplastics for holsters. So it's basically just another name brand thermoplastic. Bolteron registered trademark, so it's a registered Kydex. Is Bolteron better than Kydex? Bolteron is not definitely better than Kydex, But Bolteron offers superior resistance to heat, chemicals, and impact, making it a better choice for extreme environments or heavy use. Heat, chemicals, and impact. So that matters. Impact and chemicals especially. That's pretty cool. So, Bolteron, or leather. They don't show a picture of the Bolteron, but I'm guessing it looks pretty much like Kydex. Little Osprey's a cool little knife. Well, we learned something new about the Bolteron this morning. If you didn't learn anything else, maybe all y'all knew that already. That is a heck of a cleaver we got going on here. Restored vintage cleaver. Orion? Handles, huh? So what, did he run across like a big batch of old ones that had rusted and cleaned up, reground, resharpened, and rehandled? So that's weird. Hopefully, Michael, we'll get to the surge drop if it's on here. I would think it should be, but that's pretty cool that he found a batch of these to redo. Pretty wild. I think the yeah, but the one on the drop point, yeah, restored cleaver, Fox River Blades, 275. That's admirable. I wonder where he found a big pile of them. It says Dexter on it. I wonder if he found like a warehouse in New York that used to supply to like butchers, had a bunch of blanks laying around that got rusted and whatever over the years. Dexter. Let's see if we can find the Dexter cleaver. Dexter Russell Cutlery Cleavers. Aha! Stainless steel. So that is what happened, is he found a bunch of old carbon steel ones in a from when they used to make them along, you know, somebody had a shipment of them that got put up on a shelf somewhere, and now they're all stainless steel. So he just reground them. Because if you can get this new one for $85, $100 for the big one, I bet he got those for like 30 or 40 bucks a piece or something. That's a good little deal he did there. Pretty awesome. I like maple burl too. It's pretty. All right. What do we got next? Bald Man Thickatross Slim. Look at the green one. I'm sorry. Let's look at the rescue yellow one. I really do like Bald Man's stuff. I like his logo too. When we get down to folding knives, my Friday's going good so far, Tegan. How about you? What do you got planned for today? Carl Colson Knives Trailblazer. I think we saw this one. Almost gone. Randall Style Trailblazer. That one's kind of pricey. Magna Cut. 5.5-inch blade. That's a pretty knife. That's an heirloom knife. All right. So we're caught up, and then today, Montana dropping the Cattleman Cleaver with a black blade. The red handle, I guess, maybe. Bring on the beef. You hear a crack torch. You hear me lighting a cigarette. Dang, you got ears for a crack torch, don't you, mister? You been around, Minnie? I don't know exactly what a crack torch entails, but this was just a red lighter. I don't know what you think you heard, but I just lit a cigarette. You said a crack torch. Wow. All right, then wait, that was yesterday. Sorry. Being a day off throws me off because these say live now. That dropped yesterday. And we got the Wicket and the Wicket XL. The XL doesn't even look big. 3-inch blade on the XL. Yeah, I don't know what's up with all the cleavers. Is it barbecue time? Just like somebody said? Must be like harvest time in the winter. You gotta get your beef ready for the winter. That's what it is. People that are cutting up meat for the winter. The Eagle Talon from RMJ drops today. That's pretty nice. Drops today at 1 p.m. Central. That's a sweet tomahawk. Alright, then we got the Kentucky Holler Jack drops today. Must be new versions. We've already seen that knife. Hey, what knife is going out of business? Rosecraft is going out of business, right? Am I just making that up? I think Rosecraft is going away. Bye-bye. Anybody else hear that? I think that's true. Minnie Sweeney still available. Somebody here, maybe a couple people here got one of those. Yeah, that Eagle Talon was sick. RMJ does some sweet stuff. Some of their higher price stuff is, I mean, it's probably well worth it, but some of their tomahawks, let's see if we can see them all. All tomahawks. So their tactical ones are the ones I dig. Let's see, where are their big? So the Eagle Talon textured. One of their bigger ones. That Kestrel looks pretty sweet. Kestrel feather textured blackout. Kestrel Scout. Loggerhead. There's the Patriot that I've got. Pipe Tomahawk. Ragnarok. Who else they got? The Raven. Wow, that's pretty dang sweet. Oh, that knotwork is sick. Cocobolo with knotwork. Yeah, that thing is sick. 4 versions. Due to the handmade nature. 18 inches overall. CPM 3V. Wow. Oh, they're not going away. They're just stepping away from modern. Going back to only slip joints and fixed blades. Thank you. I knew y'all would know the fact on all that. I just knew I'd seen a thing about grab your Rosecraft now before they're gone, you know, like that FOMO, fear of missing out thing. All right. So now y'all mentioned a couple of drops. Let's see if they're down here before I go specifically look at them. I don't see them on here. Y'all said, whoops. Surge Knives and DLT is going to have the Ranger made today. So why is Surge not on here? Oh, he is. The Rook and the Guppy. Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So they are, Surge ones are on here. They're at the bottom. You know, the other day I realized I had a Surge knife that I didn't even realize was Surge designed, and I cannot even remember what that is now. See you later, John. Don't forget to order your OBJ ones in an hour. Yeah, Ranger made on DLT. These should be coming available today in about an hour. If y'all been wanting to get an OBJ one. Good morning, Sever7. So, hopefully, that's a pretty sweet knife. Yeah, Pinch. Is there a different Surge? Are there 2 different Surges? I'm not sure why you ask. Good morning, TC. Blade Show Tactical. Huh. Sounds fun. Alright, let's see. So Finch got an $85 Devil's Finger today. I think they had those last week. We saw those. 4 different crazy color combos. Vero, the Aura, which is that little crossbar lock we looked at. What do they cost? $89 for an early backer. All right, yeah, $85. I mean, $89 for a. It says 94. It must be $5 shipping. And we got Axial Knives. I still want to, I've said that every time they pop up. I still want to check out one of those. Yeah, I like the looks of it. I want to know how smooth they are. Like, does any of y'all, have any of y'all felt the newer ones? Oh, they got some good old, they got some Adams available. I didn't realize that. Just wish those were on bearings instead of washers. Pretty sure they're on washers, right? Uh, yeah, I think they are. Let's see here. What else dropped yesterday or is available? Ben's Bite and B Cone Model A Curly Mango. Seen that one a bunch. One Off Customs 445 from Olamic. What do they have that's 445 bucks? This one right here. A Wayfarer. Plain Jane. Show special. Huh. Alright. Curtis Customs Knives. Custom F3 Large. We saw that. Mojave. Gavco. One Off Customs. Hogtooth. Custom linerless. What we got here? Huh. What do y'all think of that one? What's going on with the brown square? My microphone must work really well if you heard that lighter, mister. That's pretty cool. That's real cool, actually. Got the arrow up there at the front. Oh, a couple of little snakes and squigglies. Yeah, that's super cool. Oh, it's got his name on the inside, I guess. Somebody's name. Oh, it's M. Osborne. M. O'Hara. M. O'Hara? I don't know what. I don't know what it says. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like a lot of time. Oh, there's a different version with the mask. I like that one a lot better. Although I like the spine of the other one better. I mean, that one's pretty sick too. It looks like the jimping goes all the way down. That's super cool. 154 CM. Huh. Yeah, those are both cool, but I still think I like the different pattern on this one. Alrighty then. And then Everburn Knives The Brimwolf. That's a different one too. That looks like a combo of about 4 different knives. Pretty wild. Is that the PB? Is that the one? What did you link above? The John Gray? Oh, smoke and poke. With carbide tip. So you can use it as a scribe for your metalwork. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we got around to PVK's website without even going to that link first. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that knife, wild looking. Huh. See if we got other pictures, what we got going on along the back of it. Just a back spacer. Plain tie on the other side. Oh, no, it's got... Whoa, what's going on there? Why are there little marks? That looks like tool paths that got left in. Huh. That's kind of weird. That he left the tool paths in. Yeah, it would go good with the pipe tomahawk. Alright then. That thing is weird. Not sure what I think about that. And then today, Shark Cub Stealth. A lot of people, reviewers, have been giving these newer Demcos really good reviews. Like they feel really, really solid. I've always liked me some Demcos, but let's see. Anzo, various shop-built knives. Shop drop number 9, available 8 p.m. Eros, Toko, Cheesefoot, and Astra. First Friday in each month. He's always got a shop drop, I guess. Like me some Anzo, and then the Rook and the Guppy we looked at. Now, what was the knife that I got from Surge that I didn't know was from him? Let's see. What up? Well, that's alright. I'll figure it out. Next week, Rosecraft Cumberland River Coke. $60. I guess it won't show up until next week. Alright. Then the Castellan. Looks like a fish. Pre-orders and book spots. Ah, there we go. Yep, that one came out finally for pre-order. I really like that knife. I don't know why I like that knife so much. I guess it's because of the clean lines. add-on skiffs, rocket glide bearings. Yeah, I really like that knife. Nimble XT, Pro, Reaper, Truffles, Gen 2, Titan, Arrows, Primordial. All right. Time to assemble the fixed blade. Proteans galore. Put them off to the side so I don't. Let's see, we'll line them up somewhere over here. Shouldn't take very much to assemble the fixed blade. Da 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 da. All right. There's the fixed blade. Here's the scales and the hardware. Now, I'm going to attempt to do something. I think it might not work, but I can always fix it if it doesn't. But I believe the lanyard, I don't know what I should do. The lanyard fits tightly in the scales, but it does not fit tightly in the blade. So I was thinking about using some solder and soldering it in just like it was just like anything. But now that I think about it, since it does fit tightly and snug, actually it only fits snug in one side of the scales. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. I might have to use some kind of glue to hold it in place. Let's think about using a little bit of hot glue too, because that's easily removable. But everything else should go together pretty easily. Except that I do have to hammer these Corby screw things through the handles because of how tightly they fit. Actually, I mean, they're super tight. All right. That's about in the middle. Went too far that way that time. All right. They're very good and tight. All right, that looks centered. Pretty good, good enough. Let's start assembly here. I will push this. They're super tight. The scales fit everything super tight. The standoffs and the lanyard. Let me get one of these in. I'm going to where did that? I'm going to make a lanyard for this. All right, that one's in. Let's get this one in. Actually, I need to have this one on so that it has a place to go. Go ahead and put the other screw in this one. All right, that's good and tight. Now, let's see if this will hammer in. Yes, went right in. But I have not. All right, and then I have. Those are exactly 5 Morning, Ray. Those are exactly 5mm, so I've got these 5mm drill bits that help me get them in properly. Got to get them sitting on there just perfect so they don't mess up the bolts, but all right. That is going down into the bottom scale now. And that looks pretty even. All right. Let's put both of these screws in. Pull that one up a little bit. All right, they're good and flush everywhere. Now we have the lanyard, which only fits super tightly in one of the sides of the scales, this side over here. And I had to loosen these up last time to get it to go in. I remember that now. So hopefully I can get it in this time. That's what she said. Because it didn't want to go in right last time. It was pain in the butt getting it through the metal. And I don't know why that is. It must be off just a little bit. Come on. Go through the metal. Alright, that's a pain in the butt. I think I had to take off. I don't remember what I had to do last time to get it through the metal. Just had to line it up right. But it is in there pretty, it's flush. And as you can see, it is tight because it took that much hammering to get it in. But once I got it in, we're good. All right, now everything's tightened up. And the fixed blade is officially a knife. I have got to clean up the jimping from where the mill scale was. So all I'm going to do is rerun the file to clean up those lines and get that mill scale out of there. I will do a little bit of that at some point or right now. Wow, I can tell the difference in it's just skating across it instead of digging in. So that is hardened. It didn't want to go into the blade very good. But the fixed blade, pretty much done. There's what it was supposed to look like. And other than the blade grind being a little bit different than the gentle curve here, because I messed up, looks very close. Now I got to finish sanding and making sure all these edges meet up good. Now that I got it finally assembled. I sanded on it a bunch last night, and I'm pretty sure I hit the edge. So I'm going to have to resharpen it. But I wanted to go up and give it a good mirror polish anyway. So what I did on stream yesterday, I knew it wouldn't be the final sharpening. But yes, it does need an edge. And we need some kind of patina on the flats, or I bead blast it, take it apart and bead blast it everywhere that you can see. but everything feels it feels really comfortable. I'm super surprised. Can't believe we made this knife the last 8 weeks. Pretty wild. I never thought I would be one to make my own knife, but here it is. Oh, good morning, Ed, by the way. Yeah, I hope everything went well in court. I have learned a ton making this. Let's get a final weight on it. I think it weighed 7.5, or is it 6.5? 6.5, 6.47. 6.47. Huh. I still got to reprofile the tip too, so that's why I knew that I was gonna, and I'm gonna polish the blade up to where it's all shiny instead of having those lines in it. But man, the Alembic is done. Except for the sheath. We got to make a sheath now. And a lanyard. So we're going to make a lanyard for this. And learn how to do some paracord stuff. And some bead stuff. I'm going to use a few of the things I got last week. We will find a good color that I've got. I think I've got like a blue that might look all right with it. Thank you, Robin. Yeah, man. Pretty wild to hold a knife that you made. Sure, a lot of y'all have made knives. I've still got to sand and get this even with the back with the final assembly. I knew that was going to be the case because this screw shifts a little bit each time because that little plug spins and it throws the scales out of whack a little bit. So there is a little bit of an edge right there that I got to sand down, and the metal is a little proud here. It's been cutting. I've already cut on the stream, Robin, but I don't have any paper handy. But when we sharpened it yesterday, we cut plenty of stuff. Oh yeah, hold on. Since we got to make something out of paracord, we should cut some paracord, huh? See if I can find some. I had a little piece somewhere. Yeah, here's a little ugly piece that I'm not going to use. But we can at least check out the cutting of the knife. All right, it cut paracord. Let's see if it'll cut a couple pieces. It better. Went right through that like it was butter. Yep, I got all my proteins. They all feel a little different. And sadly, the Skelly one has the tightest detent and the best action. But the action could be good because it came missing a screw. They're sending me some screws. I got three of the drop points and 2 of the warnies. And the warnie, I carried this one last night. This one has overall best detent and best action out of the box. Haven't done much tuning on them yet. One thing, they do fit your hand nicely, and the jimping feels great. For anybody that gets one of these, if you want to know what I think good jimping feels like, it feels like these. It's kind of hard to get a reference what everybody else likes, but if anybody else gets one of these, I like the jimping on this. It's about perfect. And the Olympic is bigger. And I'm definitely going to take and move up 400, 600, polish, get those lines out of that blade. I've got some. There's 2,000. See what we got here. There's 600. There's 1,000. There's 1,500. There's 400. So I will go with the 400 first, but I'm going to have to resharpen it because I'm going to be polishing up this blade. And once I get the blade polished up like I want it and get all the lines gone, I think I'm going to tape it off and bead blast. Take it back apart and bead blast the handle of the flats. That might change the color of it. Wow, this 400 is already doing its thing. But I did all this sanding by hand, the mill scale, and just sat at work for a little while and a little bit yesterday. But man, that 400 is already hooking up those lines. I mean, it's got lines still, but the 400 is starting to take them out. So I'll sit there and do that. So it's not totally finished, but it is assembled. And I can sharpen it and do this with it being a knife. You know, there's nothing says I can't do this. Polish up the blade good at any time. And this is wet and dry, so I will use some water on this to help make it smoother. But yeah, that's gonna help a ton. You can already see it's starting to get rid of those lines. So I did 220 first, and then I'll hit it with this 400, and then I'll hit it with 600, and then I'll hit it with 1,000, and I'll probably skip the 1,500 and go straight to 2,000. But it's pretty easy to not hit the flats. The flats are still that kind of textured, but the lines are coming out of that for sure. So anyway, that's what I'll be doing later. What else y'all want to look at today? Anybody going to get one of those Ranger Maids today? The OBJ-1 or the OBJ-2? I need to find one of my other knives that has a sheath that this will kind of fit in so I can see what size to start with. Yeah, I was going to try to, I even had my torch. I was going to try to attach the lanyard to the inside of the blade using solder and a torch. Just like you would a piece of pipe. I was just going to sweat the joint between the lanyard and the blade. And I was going to use these in the clamp so that I wouldn't melt my plastic when I heated it up to hit the joint with the solder. But I decided I wouldn't do that right now because it fits in those scales really tightly. I don't know. I can foresee me taking it apart again to bead blast it, so at that point I might attach it permanently. And I need to polish it up a little bit. It's actually sitting a little proud on this side. There we go. Actually, yeah, I got it pretty good. I'll sand that too and polish it up. Nobody gonna tell me what else they want to look at today? That's all right. I'll go back and find something to look at myself. What is this ballad song? Well, that's got real Hammond, looks like. I still wish I could figure out what that knife is. It was made by Surge. It's on one of my shorts that I did last week. And it's on it's on the flip side. The word Surge is. Oh, it's one of these Civivis, I think. Maybe not. The Boker. That's what it was. This one right here. I knew I'd remember it. Surge. Yep, that's what it was. Well, that's cool. You want to show some knives, Sever? You're welcome to. For just a few minutes. I don't know why that link doesn't work for you. It should always work. I mean, let's see. Where's my microphone? Yeah, that link should always work, which is weird. Alright, where are we at? Yeah, you should be able to click. That link should always work. BLADEALCHEMY.hop2.org. Sever, click that link, or somebody else click that link and see if it opens a web page for y'all. BladeAlchemy.hop2.org should always redirect to join me on stream. And I would really like if somebody like Robin or Christopher hopped up one day to show us some knives. Y'all don't be scared. Somebody hopped in and joined. I can't hear whoever that is, but buddy with the, is that a Max Ace? What is that? Yeah, Max Ace. I can't hear whoever that is. So the link doesn't work. Why am I not hearing anything? Mic's not working, whoever joined. Is that you, Sever? Is that your tattooed hands? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, it is. Your audio's not working, but let me see if I can help you fix it. It says it's your Razer Barracuda X 2.4. What microphone you're using at the moment, but I don't hear anything. Could it be on my... Oh, there we go. I think I hear you now. Say something. Hello? I can hear you opening knives. Oh, wait, that was... No, I can't. That was my video. I still can't hear you. I can see you. Can you hear me? Well, I could bring you up on screen, but... Wait.
Can you hear me now?
Yep. Now I can.
There we go. Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Let me bring you up. Let's see. Browser. Whoops. There you are, but let me copy your link. Paste it in here. 1920 by 1080. And boom.
I'm in.
There you you're in.
Okay, it looks mirrored on my side. Am I taking up the whole screen or am I taking up both screens?
It's working fine and you're right side up.
Okay, cool. That works. And can chat hear me?
Yes, they can.
Okay, cool. Hey, chat, I can't see anything as far as chat goes. So if you have any questions, then Chip's going to have to.
Yeah, I'll relay them over.
All right, so I just have a few knives, maybe 4 in total. So we're not going to take forever on this. This knife came in, and this is the Max Ace Peregrine 3. The big difference between this and the other two versions is this has dual thumb studs on it. The others didn't. We have carbon fiber inlays, and we are rocking what I believe is zirconium pivot and zirconium studs. And those studs look pretty clean. Now, I don't know if this is on washers or if it's on bushings. It has not fully broken in yet, so I still have to open and close it a million times. But
is that
overall,
ZDP?
Oh, that's such a good question. Yeah, ZDP 189.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can see the layer on the edge.
Yeah. Yeah, this line down here.
Yeah.
Super clean, and it's actually a hand satin. Yeah, super clean. But I think this one comes in at 288. It's like Metal Complex put it best. He said it's like the Max Ace Sabenza, and that really is what it feels like. It feels just like a Sabenza.
Yeah, I like it.
But
I like the way
still
it
has
looks.
to break in though. So there's that one. Anybody have any questions about that one?
Nope, doesn't look like it.
My arm must have been resting on something because it's got a big old indent in it. That's not a cut, if anyone's wondering. That's just an imprint.
Are you a cutter? Are you a cutter, Sever?
I cut grass. I wish my lawn was emo because then it would cut itself. This is the Urban EDC Isurus. This is the pre-order edition. I got two versions.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you get that in already?
Yeah. They actually
like
came. They came about 2 weeks ago, I think. I absolutely love it. So this is an integral. We've got Zircotai pivot collar, Zircotai thumb stud, and then a really clean Zircotai pocket clip.
Yep.
Yeah. Really big fan of this one. It was expensive, but I was able to get it whenever I still had some money because it was a pre-order from like, I don't know, 6 months ago or something.
Man, that's such a pretty knife.
So pretty. I actually have another version. I went ahead and got this version as well.
Yeah, that's my style blade. That thumb ramp and drop point and all that. I like the choil on sharp, big, huge sharpening choil. Like everything about it's sexy.
So the all black version, which I might still get if I can put enough money back, but the all black version is supposed to drop on the 26th of this month, and then this version right here is supposed to drop on December 10th, according to their website. I don't know why they staggered the release of them, but they did. This is my second favorite version, though. I think this one looks sweet. It's got a nice belt satin to it.
Yeah, that's the only that's the plainest one they make, right? They don't make one with silver hardware, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So that black one is what I would have to get. Yeah, and then bead blast the hardware.
Yeah, no, this is exactly what you would get, and the action's fantastic.
They did ask. I think that one's around $400, isn't it?
Yeah, this one is $399.
$399, yeah. And then what was the other one, like 600 or something? 700?
No, I think it was just a $100 upcharge. I think it was $499.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's not too bad.
But they also had them on pre-order special. So, like on pre-order, you could have gotten this one for I think $369.
Yeah.
A little bit cheaper. But yeah, fantastic knives.
Show me the back shot again. I want to see it's solid all the way, and yeah. And then when the blade locks up, it lines up perfectly with the back. Like he uses that as a backstop. Like open it up, the blade, and flip it over. Yeah, the blade.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it kind of uses that as like a stop pin, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's clean. Yeah, that's clean.
And
the size, they're asking the size of it. Do you know the blade length specs are out there? It's the Isurus. What do we got? 3.5-inch blade, probably?
No, more of a 3-inch blade.
Well, that's the cutting edge, but to the front of the scales, it's like 3.4 or something, isn't it?
It looks like 3.25 if you go to the front of the scale.
Oh, 3.25. All right.
Yep, and then we're at about 7 and right around 7.5.
Yeah.
All in. So, very pocketable, very EDC. I don't want to use this one or the Zerkatai one. That's why I want to get the black one to make that one a user. Also, if anybody here shops at Urban EDC, make sure you guys check. I didn't realize I had points with them, but it turns out I've got $100 in-store credit. So that's kind of nice because I can take $100 off any knife. And
is the all black one DLC?
That's a good question. I'm actually not entirely sure.
Yeah.
I
can look that up in a minute.
And then we have a Poikilo integral, and it is this guy right here. Kind of crazy looking.
Is that a Reich? What is that?
A Poikilo.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said. I was reading the chat. Sorry.
No, you're good. Wicked good access to the lock bar.
And that's a VK, right? Yeah.
Yeah, with the little orange dot. I can't remember what this one is called though. But it's a pretty dope knife. This one I'm just kind of popping up for a second just so you guys can see it. It's not a model that's out there as much as the other Poikilo models. It's the Shark. This is the Poikilo Shark.
I like that one too.
Yeah, this is a really nice knife. Super ergonomic. Pocket clip disappears in hand. I wish there was functional jimping up here, but the jimping here is only for the front flipper.
Yeah, it sits flush with the scale, so you can't really get a hold of it. It's got that front finger choil too, huh?
Yeah, I actually didn't realize it, but I believe this is crystal titanium. Yeah, this is crystal titanium. I hadn't noticed that before. It's really tight. And it looks like it's off-centered, but I don't know how to take these off. And I don't want to damage them. So I really can't correct it myself.
With it open, let me see the inside of it. Is there any screws that you can see? I bet they slide. I bet it slides forward or back, like with pressure, like the woodpecker does. Yeah, that's interesting. That would make me mad. They either go up or down, or front to back. Like they might go up and down too. Like,
well, down seems like the natural way it would go.
Yeah.
I'll reach out to Poikilo and I'll just ask him. And then I've got one more knife to show you. I did save the absolute best for last. This is on loan to me. This is not my knife. I do not get to keep it. It's the Hypercut Biku. And I gotta say, guys, this knife is pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I think Robin has one, or maybe a couple.
So what sucks is that this one is for sale, and it's for sale for a pretty reduced price, because this comes from Moped EDC, and something her husband would do is he would install flipper tabs, and he was a machinist, so it's professionally done. He would install flipper tabs on knives that he was never going to sell. Well, he passed. So Moped is selling knives that, that she's not going to carry or do anything with. So this one's for sale. I think retail for these is like between $1,000 and $1,200. My bad. And she's selling it for like $7,000. So it's at least $300 off retail, which is fantastic because these things disappear at retail price. If she would let me make payments to her, I would buy this myself in a heartbeat. We have beautiful, like stone washing. There is some micro milling in there. Awesome looking pocket clip. It looks like we have a little bit of oil, which I have not taken this apart. I don't plan to.
Where's the flipper tab?
She still has it. I didn't grab it.
Yeah. That's super cool. That's super interesting though, that I go out of my way to take them off, and he went out of his way to put them on. Like, that's wild.
Yeah, so you can pretty much just screw in anything that fits, and then that'll become your flipper tab.
But I'm sure he made one that fit right around the curve and everything, right? Like,
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Oh. D10's a little stiffer on this one.
Is that scale made like an insert? Is that an inlay there that across the whole thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a titanium inlay in titanium?
Yep.
Yeah, that's how there's another knife I looked at not long ago that I didn't realize that's how it was made. One of the Vero Isotope. It's got the same kind of inlays, and they have a titanium version with the titanium inlay. But
I used to have the Vero Isotope. Oh, sorry for the shake, guys. I used to have the Vero Isotope. One of my favorite integrals of all time.
Yeah, I've got to get one. But they need to make more knives like that have those inserts, and then make make a titanium one for people who like plain Jane knives that'll fill it in, Like, yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, I love that hollow grind hand satin.
Yeah, full hollow grind. Yeah, it just looks stunning. Very, very cool knife. She hasn't done much to maintain it. I'm sure anything done to maintain it was done by her husband. So sorry for my fingernails, guys. I know they're jacked up. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can't get her to let me make payments. You know, like $50 every 2 weeks or something like that. Because I would love to own this knife. It's just a dope ass fucking knife. So anyway, okay, actually, just one more, and I'll make it fast. That way, Chip can get on with his stream.
Oh, it's all good. I'm about done anyway.
So this is the GFG K2100. And Metal Complex just showed this on his Instagram, but I figured I'd show you guys here. Get off me. There. So yeah, this is a pretty badass fucking knife. This came from exclusive folders. They're surprisingly affordable. But the machine work, the polished areas are the studs are sick, surprisingly comfortable. And then we've got this Harpoon Tonto compound grind. We've got the hollow back here, and we've got the flat grind up here. But yeah, this thing is.
I think we looked at it the other day, and when I was looking at it, I said it looks like a ripple, like when they do like time, like when they go back in time on a TV show, and it makes the screen all ripply, like it looks like somebody did that with the whole knife, like across it. Yeah, that's beautiful though. It's crazy.
Yeah, even you got the spine milling back here. Pocket clip looks dope. It's just overall a fantastic knife. You've got plenty of room for disengagement. It is nicely jimped. And the acoustics are great.
Oh man, that sounded great.
But I think for this version, it's like $369, which is priced right there with like, you know, moderately priced Wii knives. And I think for everything you're getting here.
Yeah, it would be $1,000 if a U.S. person made it.
Absolutely, it would. But here's the brand, or here's the company, rather, if you guys are interested in checking them out. Okay, that's officially all I have, so you are free to kick me.
All right, well, thanks for hopping up, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for letting me up.
Oh, no problem. Later.
See you, bro. Bye.
I got to figure out how to get him. I got to close this window. All right. Yeah, we looked at that one. I don't know if y'all remember me saying that about that knife looking like it was from a TV show, but Exclusive Folders had it. I guess they still do. Oops, I must be. Oh. Exclusive folders. And then let's see where it is. It is nowhere to be seen. New in. Maybe it's in. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, $369 with $600 for the zirconium and Damascus, and then $369 for that polished one that he just had. But I mean, that's a great price for all that work that went into that knife. I'm guessing that's polished titanium, but maybe, I don't know. Yeah, thinking it is. Yeah, they've got some wild knives on this site, and they're priced at, you know, very fair prices for what you're getting. So yeah, go check out exclusivefolders.com. And let's see that. Kilo VK. So they have the Zame. That's what that one. So he thought it was called a snake, but I think it's called the Zame. VK Zame. I could see why. I mean, that's close. But I'm curious which way that slides to come off. Because since it's a integral, the only thing you have access to is the pivot. You can't get into, you can't take it apart per se. And that one was 8.25 inches total length with a 3.5 inch blade. And the Urban EDC, the Isurus, secret drop pre-order Urban Isurus. Yeah, it's not showing up anymore. You know how their website goes, but it's ISURUS. And they changed their website around. Let's see, the Isurus from Urban. Yeah, there it is. So, super cool knife. I gotta get one. I don't know why they take stuff down off their website after. Wish they'd just leave it up so we could go back and look at it. Whoops, that's not it. That's not where I meant to go. I meant to go here. NIM Knives. So NIM Knives is who designed that knife. And there it is. Was wanting to get some specs on it, but you can't find it anymore on their website. Stinks. Yep, they take them away whenever they're sold out or they're not available at the moment. So anyway. Alright. Well, guys, I appreciate Sever 7 hopping up and showing us some cool knives. Much cooler than the ones I have on my table. Thank y'all for being with me the last 8 weeks learning about making a fixed blade. I kept wanting to get it done that first week, and it was hard going step by step, but I'm glad we did. Yes, sir, I definitely can check out your picture. Is it in the pocket check? Where did you put it, sir? Knife pics and vids. Oh. Yes, so that's a Medford clone. That's Medford, not Demco, but cool knife nonetheless. That's the guy we were talking about. We watched the videos of where he got called a racist. What? Oh, Robin Evolution EDC Tempo. That's a pretty cool looking knife. What's the price? Best deck. Add to cart. View cart. $159. That's a heck of a good price. M390? Yeah, that's super cool. Thank you, Robin. um, oh, that'll be awesome, TC. Yeah, get some footage for us. TC wanted to look at a knife. What did he say? I must have missed that. Where is it? Uh, oh, the tempo. That's the one he wanted to look at. I got it. I guess we all figured it out. Yeah, that Mundus Knives Carmen is wild. All right, guys. We're getting close to the 2-hour mark, so got to wind this one down. Thank y'all again for hanging out with me. Hope y'all have a great Friday. I am excited it is Friday. What did I do with that 400 grit paper? I want to continue standing on this blade for a minute. I must have put it back up. Anyway, well, that's 600. I don't know what I did with the 400. Oh well, it'll turn up. No, that's not it. Anyway, guys, appreciate y'all, and hope y'all have a good Friday. Like I said, we will do it again tomorrow. If y'all need me, hit me up. And what am I supposed to show, Ed? Did you ask me to show something? Oh, Ed's knife. There we go. Well, that's a beaut, Ed. I wasn't. Who's Eddie? Oh, I was like, who's Eddie? I don't know Eddie. I'm already following this fella. There's that one with the 3. We saw the breakdown on one video of that. Yep, there's some wild, pretty knives. Go check out his work. Right here, some beautiful knives from Wan Shaihong. All right, guys. If I keep popping into stuff, I'll never get out of here. So, hope y'all have a great Friday. And we'll do it again tomorrow.